RaynorIRL.
Unless I'm needed here, I'm going to go help the ones that are more likely to be laid low.
Who the hell are you?
Why, I am one of the greatest swashbucklers of the Screaming Woods. Fear.
I'm sorry to interrupt your little soliloquy, but I have a battle to run. Could you please get the hell out of here before I hunt you off this wall?
Well, if you want, if you have a good arm, just kind of throw me that way.
He turns around and ignores you and continues ordering his men.
Suit yourself.
We return to Seville under siege. The Barcarans striking the first blow. Warning bells, screams, and thousands of explosions echoing in the distance. Realizing that there was very little they could do at the walls, our heroes made their way to a camp, which was oddly placed on the outskirts of Seville. There, they hoped that they could find more from the locals and recover from the initial shock of the attack.
So, you look around the camp and you see that there's a few. The camp set out pretty normally. You see that the owners of for instance, the general store is here. There's no potion seller. Bangles Uklema. Just not surprised at that. The carter is still there. There's a rather strange looking old woman there, and there's a rather shifty, you can't tell from a difference, but there's something a little bit odd about a traveling merchant that's sitting there. And then the guards usher you in and they say, we just have to wait for now. Everyone calm down. We'll figure this out. Just for now, just don't do anything and don't move. Now, do you guys listen to them or do you not?
Still wants to go talk to the mysterious stranger to figure out what's going on because he feels like the soldiers don't know.
He feels like the soldiers don't know. So you go over to the merchant?
Yeah, the mysterious merchant.
Okay, so you walk up to the mysterious merchant. You notice he's very strange in the way that he looks at things. He kind of a little bit flamboyant, but not overly so. Almost like everything he does is calculated. With some kind of, he has a strange austere manner about him. But as he sees you, he says, "My valued customer." And he gives a trademark smile of a well trained merchant. He looks at you, but you notice it's a little strange. It's almost as if he's deciding how much every single thing on your person would cost, and how much he could sell it for as a profit.
Basically, he slaps the hood of his donkey.
So, roll an insight check as well.
Oh no.
Okay, it's not enough. So that's all you get from him. And he says, "Valued customer, what are you come here to buy?"
Actually, I've come to just figure out what's going on. I feel like there's obviously something very bad's going on. We're being attacked, but why are we out here in this camp on the outskirts if we're being besieged?
Information. One of my favorite merchandise to run.
No.
Yeah, you're gonna get charged, son.
Can we with your trademark? I appreciate trademarks, sir, and your smile is very trademark. Do you do like taste testing? You know, give me a sample of your information. That way I can decide whether it's worth my money.
Interesting deal. Okay, I'll give you just a little bit of a taste. I'm sure you noticed that we appear to be sieged. The Barkard forces have come. And they've come to invade and take back what was theirs. I don't know if you've noticed, but this town has a strange name, doesn't it? Considering all the other towns here. Florentina, Venetia, Thuven. Why Seville?
How much would it cost to know what's gonna happen if they win? Hypothetically, if they win and we're here in this camp when they get here.
To be honest, I feel like you'll be a wonderful customer, so I'll only charge you 5 copper for that information.
Hand it over.
Okay. All the men will be killed. Only those who fight. The Barkard forces want to take this place. They don't want to destroy it. So if you don't fight, you'll be fine. That's why we can afford this camp, because they know that.
So camp safe.
Relatively, yes.
Okay. Sounds good. That's best 5 copper I've ever spent.
He doesn't value that information very much. It's too obvious to him.
Right, to him. Well, I didn't know.
You know, now that I'm thinking about it, you have the look of at least a seasoned traveler. Would you be interested in a bit of work? I guarantee you I'll pay much better than the shrivel here who want to pay you to help them to defend the city or to save the citizens. I have a much more interesting offer. I have a wagon that appears to have not made it to the destination I was hoping for it to go. I suspect it was just a minor problem, but it's in a rather dangerous area that it was traveling through. You see, it was traveling in the woods to our north, the Artist Woods to our north. They're quite unpassable by most standards, but I know just a little bit of a secret way through. And it got stopped in those woods, I believe, because it didn't make it out to my contact. Would you be willing to go and investigate?
Let me, I'll just take the privilege of drawing up a contract at this moment. What kind of pay are we talking about? And how many men?
To be honest, anything that gets the odds of you actually coming back, of success happening. The pay will be 100 gold total.
100 gold total? Okay.
And if you bring back some of my merchandise, I will be to buy it back.
I like this. What kind of merchandise?
Oh, you see. Well, us merchants, we do have a bit of secrets to carry on with, but well, there's several things, including, and then you haven't really noticed until this point, but you look and you see that there's a goblin to his left, a little bit behind his back, that's been hidden this whole time, and he kind of motions for the goblin to step out, and the goblin steps out. And here, I'll try and get close to the camera so I could describe this goblin's face better. He looks like this. It's probably the most unhappy goblin you've ever seen. And that is saying something considering how unhappy the goblins you've seen have been. And he says, just a little bit of merchandise that I've come and gotten my hands on. You see this collar on his neck? It allows him to be a little more docile, a little more passive. It's rather useful, and well, he's rather useful to every once in a while to perform and gain a little bit of coin on the side. Isn't that right, Zog? The goblin just has that same look on his face, and he looks up, and then he just goes, "Zog, come on, or no dinner for you." Goblin goes, "Yeah," and he does like a little half-hearted, like little monkey dance, and then he holds out a tin cup to you, and then shakes it.
What the hell? Guys, this is trafficking. We're about to engage in trafficking and prostitution.
Put in 2 copper. I put in 2 copper. Get away, dog. Get away.
Goes back and then goes, And then just walks back behind the merchant. That's on there. There's other things that I'd rather not speak about in case they're destroyed, and no one needs to know about them if we're being honest. But I'll pay you for it.
Okay, so be clear, it's 100 gold to investigate. And then when we return with whatever goods we recover, you will buy back from me.
Yes, absolutely.
Let me go around and see if there are other like-minded entrepreneurs here, and I'll get back to you shortly.
Oh, most assuredly understand that we must look for multiple avenues. I shall also be looking for help, as you can imagine, of the discreet kind.
Well, I assure you that no one will be able to draw up as pristine of a contract as I, but we will be talking again shortly, thank you.
So for the first time since you've been talking to him, you notice that there's actual genuine emotion in his eyes as he looks at the contract, and it's just a little bit of glee. And then he goes, "Of course, I understand." He quickly shakes it off, and then you walk away.
Concerning. That is concerning.
I thought you were gonna say fear, because it was like he just started and it's already 2 pages long. It's just defining terms. It's just 2 pages of defining terms. The contractor being like
The merchandise, he put in a good faith clause. He was like, "Dang, this guy knows his stuff. I'm in trouble." Talon, please roll a medicine check.
all right. That's another one.
Louise!
So, actually, I mean, that's such a good roll, I have to roll a bit. There was one time where, because bandits had attacked a camp, a wizard had shot a fireball and hit a piece of wood, and the wood splintered and shot into the bandit. And you remember one of the people you treated had actually died afterward, devastated, because you didn't understand why. And you actually did something that you're not quite supposed to do, but you did it because you felt it was the right thing to do, and your mentor was with you and agreed with you, and you actually dissected the body. And you noticed that there were splinters of wood running through the bloodstream, and there's pieces in the heart. And so you theorized that there's probably small little pieces that end up in our bodies, and they unbalance our humors, and they ruin our organs. And so you actually start digging into the wounds of the soldiers, and at first they're shocked, and they say, "What the hell are you doing?" But you say, "Just trust me. Trust me, I know what I'm doing. I'm the medic here. I'm the clergyman here." And so they relax, and they let you do it, biting on pieces of wood, and you pull out a strange small metal ball from one of them. And you don't know what this means, but you suspect that this is the cause of the injury.
Okay, I have a bunch of like little bowls, and I'll just put the small metal ball into the bowl.
Cass wouldn't realize until much later just how much of a discovery he had made when it came to dealing with what would be known as dragon powder wounds. That the men above that he attended to, many of them died after the battle to an unknown ailment that they couldn't figure out. But that all the men that Cass treated had about a 90% recovery after being helped by him.
Look at you freaking go, dude.
Yeah, look at me going down in the annals of medical history.
So
I've already made a name for my character. I'm done. I retired from this campaign.
Retiring
my
on top.
character's world famous.
Peace out. I'm out, bitches.
Nobody knows if you're gonna. It depends if you make it through this. But yes, you did make quite an important discovery. So if you make it out of the war, your character will be renowned for discovering a way to treat what will essentially become known as bullet wounds. Though they won't be called bullets. Time has passed since then, and then you notice that a band of soldiers come in, and they look very haggard. That's the captain! This is a fairly big spectacle. People are sitting and chatting, and the captain walks to the middle of the camp and asks for everybody to report to him all activities that have been going on. So like even the merchants and stuff are going up one by one to report to him, but he's especially asking foreigners to report. because he wants to know if there's anybody who's strong of arm. So you are all going to go up to the captain. He's there with what would be considered his right-hand man, you could say, or his lieutenant. Before you stands a man with eyes that glint of steel sharper than the sword at his hip. He has a constant look on his face that he wants to slam his head through a brick wall and that he may do so at any moment. Contrary to the knights around him, his armor is the pinnacle of function over form. No accolades adorn his breast. No obvious heraldry visible aside from the symbol of the kingdom of Magai spread across his left pauldron. All the men around him seem to treat him with an almost reverent deference that bespeaks of many hard battles fought together. And yet in spite of this, he almost seems to be completely alone. Acts as if he doesn't want anyone else around him to be there. So you walk up to report. Talon, you would make, I assume, a medical report?
Yes. Yeah. Number of people that are stabilized, number of people that have passed, and number of people that are of uncertain condition.
That's good information. Good work. But I recommend you get a weapon soon because I fear that we'll need strength of arm as well as strength of character and strength of healing on this miserable hellhole.
Thank you. I did my best, but I can't pick up a weapon.
He kind of just glares at you for a second and then goes, What about you foreigners? You have the look of fools and adventurers to you. What good are you? He looks first at Zill. I see you have a bow. Are you an archer?
Still tries to hide his spear. I don't have any weapons. Sir, I can hold my own in combat. However, I was given to understand that this camp wouldn't be attacked.
That may be true, but that doesn't mean we're not going to attack. And I'm going to need all the goddamn forces I can muster if we're going to beat this ridiculous battle. No honor, and then I don't know what's going on out there. What about you? Very strange-looking halfling. What do you do?
Okay.
I like gold.
I like gold.
The look of it, the taste of it, the smell of it, the texture. I love gold so much that I even lost my genitalia in an unfortunate smelting accident. Hence the name Gold Member.
I am Okanda, the finest swordsman of the Screaming Woods. I have come to your aid in your time of need. My sword is yours, and I draw my blade.
Gandalf coming on the third day. I come in your time of need.
Performance check.
He's really hyping herself up.
Okay. So the guards and the right-hand man around you clapping. But the captain looks at you with just a nonchalant disgust. I need soldiers, not performers. And then he looks over towards Chris in the back and he goes, "You think I don't see you staring at me? I know when eyes are upon me. What do? You have the look of one of the learned scholar types. You think you can be any use here?" Just spits on the ground and goes, "Demon spawn." Captain, they could be of use. We just have to pay them and they'll do whatever we want. Who cares what happens afterwards? Who cares they're useless? I don't want to hear any talk of using them for anything. They're not going to be of any help here. Get them out of my sight. And then all of a sudden, there's a ruckus that happens out in the distance. And a scout runs up to him. He leans over and he whispers in his ear. And then the captain, just his face turns red. He looks the angriest he's been yet. And he says, "They dare? They think this is the time when I have to deal with this garbage in the middle of a siege? Yeah, I'll show them. I'll stick their heads from the walls of this to show the Barkadans exactly what they're going to get when they come here." At that moment, the bell starts ringing again. And the man to his right that also heard the report looks a little shocked, and his face just turns pale. He looks around for a second, then he looks at all of you, and his lieutenant says, "Captain, just do it." The captain goes, "I got a job for you if you want to take it. Banish just kidnapped some women that were trying to escape from the city into the camp. They took them back to their fortress. We'll pay you for it. It'll be 100 gold if you go out and rescue them. Now get out of my sight. Take it or leave it. And he starts trotting away. And the lieutenant next to him leans over to you guys a bit and goes, I think that you seem like you could handle yourselves. One of the women taken was the captain's wife. I'll pay you extra if you could bring them back before the bandits do what bandits do to women.
Thanks for checking out this video from the RaynorIRL live stream. If you want more of this content, go to twitch.tv/RaynorIRL, 5 p.m. to 10 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, Monday through Thursday and Saturday nights. Come and check us out live. Or Sunday nights, I always upload a video to this channel here. Watch time is what the algorithm picks up these days, so if you are here at the end, thank you so much. Have a good day, good night, stay awesome, keep it epic, and keep it gamer.